Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be your twin flame reading from November 25th until December 2nd. So you guys, this is a really exciting week for us because we have the sun has moved into Sagittarius. So the energy of Sagittarius is all about freedom, optimism, expansion, and higher perspectives. We're also being called to trust that the universe will take care of us, because it does. When we believe we'll fail, we often do. So we really need to be in the mindset of anything is possible. You create what you think, believe it, and you will be it. Align yourself with receiving. This is the energy of Sagittarius that we have this week to work with. Well, actually the next, not just this week, but the next coming weeks. So on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, we had a conjunction between Chiron and the moon. And then the moon moves along to join Mars. So basically what this means in astrological terms is that old wounds are healing, especially childhood wounds for the masculine twin and for Aries natives, okay? So many people are not open to love, and we're really going to be seeing this because of these childhood wounds, or maybe because we were never shown love or how to love ourselves. And so this transit is really showing us how to be kinder and gentler with ourselves above all. Okay, and seeing this also in our counterparts, understanding this about our counterparts, if that's something that we're experiencing. On November 27th, Mercury meets Juno, which is the asteroid of marriage and soulmate relationships. And we're being shown that your twin wants to marry you. Now, twins are always married, okay? It's one soul. But there may be something that's holding them back, okay, in the 3D. And this could be a fear of rejection or the cultural perception that you aren't admiral or independent if you join in matrimony. Okay, and this can go for both genders or regardless of gender. You know, that there's a weakness associated with union or with marriage. Your twin may have felt that they need to hide the loving side of themselves. And again, this speaks a lot to my masculine energies out there, but it doesn't fall along gender lines, okay? Because a lot of people out there, we've been taught over the years to not show our emotions, that this means weakness. The feminine twin also might be attached to false beliefs about the connection based on how she feels or felt rather than the truth. So as Venus in Scorpio opposes Lilith and the moon between Aries and Taurus, this is really going to be highlighted. So we're going to be shown that we may have been thinking we know how our counterpart feels about us or about the situation, but we're going to realize that there was a lot of illusion in that. That truthfully, you have to forgive yourself, or at least be open to the idea that you don't actually know what somebody else is thinking, okay, or how your counterpart experiences your connection, how they are feeling. Emotions can cloud our perception, and some of us may feel a little bit weary or might be a little bit worried that a past hurt will come back when it likely won't. So that's projecting. Many of us and all of us project these past hurts and past fears from previous relationships, and we need to really take a look and see it. If we're doing that, are we projecting this onto our current situation? But this is part of the human experience. This is the ego as well. But it's something that we really need to be open to examining. And this is all about, you know, when we have Neptune going direct, it's like bursting, cutting down, breaking through these illusions. It's important with the Black Moon Lilith involved that we don't fall into stereotypical perceptions, or specifically that the female twin doesn't absorb the collective karmic issues that that the feminine collective carries around with them. Men are dogs, or love hurts, or things never work out for me. Okay, if you don't clear this energy or this detritus from your energetic body, you're going to be blocking yourself from experiencing anything better. So really take a look closely at those fears, at those projections. And even if they're not from your own experience, as empaths, as surely all of you are who are listening, you know, we pick up this energy from the collective. We get this from the news. We get this from, you know, from pop culture. We get this from, you know, we get this from family members and our friends and what we see happen around us. So I already mentioned that Neptune is moving direct on the 28th after months and months of retrograde. So what happened during Neptune retrograde is the collective crown chakra was purged. So many of us were having these feelings of being abandoned by God, disconnected from our twin, you know, our prayers are not answered, and we're all sort of, you know, we're all feeling battered and bruised, you know, the spiritual link that we have between us and our counterpart. But now we're moving forward, and this is like such a huge breath of fresh air after a long period of healing of past wounds and lessons being learned. And it's about time, right? Because we have been just getting it from all angles. November 30th, we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. So I urge you guys to keep an eye open for those readings that I'm going to do for each individual sign. But the intensity leading up to this full moon has been building, and we're sort of in that energy as I'm doing this reading. This eclipse kicks off the massive 2020 eclipse gateway, which is open until mid-December. And the Sagittarius-Gemini axis reminds us that your mindset is key. Again, what you think, what you believe is what you create. So we moved through Mars retrograde, which highlighted the need to release old karmic templates of separation and polarity that are part of this 3D reality. Okay, and this Gemini lunar eclipse is coming in as a culmination of the emotions surrounding this. So we're reminded that we are all one, and that unity consciousness is key, especially if you want union with your twin flame. Most likely, issues of energized conflicts and disagreements are going to emerge, so remember to keep your cool and try to view this from that higher Sagittarius perspective. In the aftermath of the eclipse, we may have an influx of new higher vibrational energies, and this can manifest physically, like headaches, blocked ears, tension, fatigue, body aches, okay? So it's really important that you clear this energy and that you work on shielding and grounding yourself during this time. Okay, so there's some really, really important stuff going on, and especially for my twins. But remember, we are going to have we're having a bit of upheaval at this time. So just make sure that you recognize that other people are going to be lashing out. You might be frustrated. Just to pull back. Make sure you take care of yourselves energetically, physically, get enough sleep, eat well, drink enough water. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm going to ask that you guys please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also check out the description box on ways you can get a private reading, or if you like the decks that I'm using, how you can get your hands on those decks. Okay? All right. So you guys, I'm going to read your energy on the left, your person's energy on the right, or your twin, your counterpart's energy on the right. And then we're going to see what's going on right down the middle. And we're going to start with some oracle cards to see what's going on. Messages for the collective, please. Those on for my twins, November 25th through December 2nd. I'm having a hard time with these dates, you guys, so I do apologize. Messages for my twins, please. That one wants to come out. I don't know why I'm turning these over like this first, okay? But the overall energy is the runner, okay? So you guys may be, you may identify as the runner, or your person may, or you may identify your person, your counterpart as the runner, okay? So again, running is oftentimes it's triggered by those old wounds, as we had Chiron showing up for us this week, healing old wounds, especially with the masculine. Okay, so the energies, look at that, beautiful. 1111, you guys. So just beautiful confirmation that if you've come to this reading, that you are definitely on a twin flame journey. And remember that you are being, you know, like tapped on the shoulder by your angels, by your guides, when you see the number 1111. 1111 is all about a choice, but it also represents the duality that we experience in nature, you know, dark versus light, masculine versus feminine, this polarity, you know, your soul and your twin's soul. This is a very, very powerful and very spiritual journey, and it's definitely not for the weak, because it's not going to be your very typical fairy tale romance. But in saying that, it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to not be that either, okay? But you're on your energy, we're coming out here having a choice. And again, doesn't that look like 1, 1, 11, 11? So we have the choice. We always have free will. So don't, you know, some of you may be on a twin flame journey and you may be coming to the conclusion that this isn't your life partner, that this can't be your life partner. All right, we see on your person side, they're using discernment. Again, it could be that, you know, the Sagittarius Gemini axis that we're on, you know, Gemini energy is about getting all the facts, focusing on the details, sort of on the minutia, on the, it's smaller minded, but not in a negative way. It's more detail oriented. And Sagittarius energy is about pulling back and getting a higher perspective. So check and see, you know, where you are. Are you hyper-focused on details and trying to control a situation? Or do you need to step back? And again, with this Sagittarius energy, we're reminded that we always have a choice. Okay, we have the power to say no or walk away at any time. We have a choice of what energy we allow into, you know, into our lives, what we put into our bodies, you know, who we spend our time with, where we channel our energy. Okay. And I feel like, you know, this runner dynamic, you know, I feel like for those of you who are a runner or are dealing with a runner, I feel like you are sort of getting a higher perspective and you're really allowing, you know, what I said in the introduction with the Sagittarius energy, a level of freedom and also sort of letting go, trusting that the universe will take care of you. And some of you guys may be even letting go of your twin at this time. And that's a really scary thing, but it's also really empowering, and it's the highest form of love. And you're creating a space either for them to return healed and better than, you know, or more aligned with you rather, or for something better to come into your life. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. We'll see. I'm going to pull some cards and see what's going on here with you guys. Whoops, I need to shuffle again. But I love this, you know, I'm looking at this 1111 card here, you guys. I'm just getting that, you know, there is something very important that's blossoming. I feel like you or your counterpart or both of your hearts are really starting to open to the idea of unity, okay, of coming together, of marriage. Many, as I said in my introduction, many, especially the masculine twins, are working on, you know, childhood wound healing. And again, how they originally learned to love, if they were shown enough love, and the original love language that they learned as children. And also, I feel like you're understanding that you're able to step back and say, you know, allow them the space to really take care of themselves, to come into this understanding themselves, which ultimately benefits you. Okay, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and see more information, please, about the choice. And I also feel with the feminine twin, so I'm picking up more of the feminine energy here on the right with discernment. Again, really coming to the conclusion, stepping back and saying, you know, what I've been feeling or what I've been thinking about my partner or about my counterpart, about my twin is actually something that I've had up in my head for all this time. Okay, and it may not actually be correct. All right, so that's an interesting energy because, you know, we are taught, and it is good to trust your intuition. Okay, but sometimes we don't have all of the facts. And I feel like for many of you, there may be a communication or a conversation that is going to sort of make you, if you're the feminine twin, have an aha moment like, oh, whether or not you think your person is with somebody else. Okay, some of you might be feeling your person is in a third, put you in a third party situation. Ding, confirmation. Okay, when truthfully your partner might have just been working on their own healing or on building stability or a foundation. Okay, so it's important to take a look at all of that. I certainly am chatty. I'm sure this is the Gemini energy. I have my Venus in Gemini, so I probably will be extra chatty with my readings around this time. Ace of Swords in reverse. Wow. And the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful energy. The Fool. Okay. And we get the Three of Swords. Heartache. Wow. Okay. So what I'm getting here is with the choice. So you have a choice. And look at this. I'm sorry. The Ace of Swords, we get another 11, 11, 1, 1, 2 souls coming together. Look at all of that energy, the clarity, the understanding, the pull, the attraction between these two. And I didn't even notice here, they're two halves of a whole. This is in reverse. Okay, so there's some sort of lack of clarity here. And again, there may be because there's not a lot of communication between you guys. I do feel like it's very much so that Black Moon Lilith sort of intervention in the energies here of really looking at looking at what you believe about your person and about this connection, and stop trying to necessarily understand. And I know this is sort of counterintuitive for many of us, to understand what they are experiencing about this connection, because truthfully you won't know, but you need to turn that focus inward. Okay, if that makes sense, because I'm getting here that there has been some blockages that are based on, you know, not these blockages, the Fool in reverse, not having a new beginning, not getting this started, not coming into union, because somebody here was hesitating because of what they felt or what they thought they knew, rather than an actual knowing. So again, I mean, yes, if you have open lines of communication and you talk about your feelings and you guys are having these heart-to-heart conversations, then you have a pretty good handle on what your counterpart is thinking and feeling. Okay, but for many of you who are in separation, or may not even know your twin, or are in separation from your twin or your counterpart, you think you know what they're experiencing. You think you know how they feel about you. And many of you don't. Many of us, rather, are projecting these worries and these fears, especially as the feminine twin, okay, or the feminine counterpart of, you know what, the stereotypes, you know, men cheat, men are dogs. I haven't heard from him or her, whatever, it doesn't matter about gender. I haven't heard from my twin in X amount of time, so surely they're cheating on me. They don't love me any longer. They don't want anything with me. They don't want to come together. And these thoughts are, you're being asked to purge, because this thinking, this Three of Swords thinking, this heartbreak, these wounds need to be healed. And what I'm getting here with this Ace of Pentacles is you're getting a chance to do this. You're getting a new opportunity, whether it's a second chance with your twin, or you're getting shown this information, okay, whether it's through this reading or it's through your experience, you're being shown this information so that you can restart. This is a huge energetic reset for my twins. There has not been a new direction and a new beginning because of false thinking, because of projecting old wounds, also because of feeling, and sorry guys about the background noise, feeling like you weren't good enough. feeling like, you know, that you were worthy of heartbreak, that because you've been betrayed in the past, because, you know, work was more important than you in the past or your relationship, that's what's going on here in this connection. And with this 1111 card, I'm really getting this energy of the heart unfolding, this love really blossoming, because you're able to heal and clear that, because this is the energy that was keeping you stuck. Okay. All right, let's take a look at discernment. You're also getting that, you know, I feel like this Ace of Swords energy is that Neptune going direct. You know, you're able to see things from a higher perspective. You're cutting through the illusion. And you're also going to understand that you've always had a choice in this matter. And you still do. The power is yours. If you want a new beginning, it's on the table. Okay, but this energy has to be cleared first. If you don't want another choice, if you don't want a new beginning, then the choice is yours as well. But all of this is happening for you, not to you. All right, and we get the Three of Cups, celebration and community. Beautiful. This is reunion. All right, we get the Four of Wands. That's my 1111 card, you guys, but it's in reverse. So they're showing me the Three of Wands. You've been waiting for this. 33 may be an important number for you guys. You might be looking at the clock at 11:33. You might be seeing, you know, looking at the clock at 3:33, because I have this 1111 and 33 right next to each other. Also two aces, so that's 1111, and we also have the Three of Swords. So we have a number of threes and a number of 11s coming out. And the Four of Wands is telling me that you have been in separation, but with the next to the Three of Cups, that reunion celebration is on the table for you. Okay, we get the Nine of Swords, self-sabotage. There's that overthinking. There's that projecting, you know, what has happened to the feminine collective or old previous wounds onto this current situation. Okay, and we get the High Priestess, hidden knowledge. You know, I have never gotten the High Priestess from this deck before. This is beautiful, because the High Priestess, not in this deck, but in many decks, she has those two columns behind her. This is an extremely spiritual journey, as many of you already know. But what I'm getting here is that you are coming into this hidden knowledge, something that was previously hidden to you or from you is going to be cleared up. It's going to be this aha moment. It's going to be a new start if you want it. It's on the table. Those of you in separation, there's a celebration coming. There's a reunion coming. And this dark night of the soul, the self-sabotage, you guys are no longer willing to do this, because I feel like more than anything, but the feminine and the masculine have both been engaging, probably mirroring each other. Okay, especially with the masculine healing old wounds, and I still kind of get like a maternal wound for most of you, maybe why they run. Okay, look at that. But we get the masculine energy wanting, okay, wanting this, wanting to heal. Okay. Additional messages for my twins, please. Okay, Seven of Swords, deception and strategy. All right, we get the Page of Cups. Yeah, so somebody here is hiding their true feelings, and I feel like this is, look at that, the Four of Cups. Holding back, and we get the Ten of Swords. Okay, so what I'm getting here is the masculine twin. Most likely, although feel free to swap the energies, but the masculine twin is afraid of showing his true emotions. And this goes back to that wound healing, and it goes back to childhood for many of you, because they were taught, okay, that this is how you do it when you're in a love relationship. They were taught also, and many of us, not just the masculine twin, that showing your emotions, how you truly feel, is weakness. Expressing that you want to be married, expressing that you want union, expressing that you feel like you need someone, okay? But not this fear-based need, but you know, when you're the calling you have to be in union with your twin or your true soulmate, that's weakness. And I feel like this silence on the part of the masculine is making, you know, and we're getting these love messages, messages of love in reverse, not the feminine, not hearing from the masculine or not being able to gauge the masculine's true feelings, automatically goes to, this is over. Okay, this is a painful ending. When in fact, I don't think that's what's happening, but there's a miscommunication that we're being seen on this Ace of Swords, because emotions aren't being clearly expressed, because for many of us, that means weakness. Okay, now there's a possibility that there will be a missed opportunity, like two ships passing in the night, because we can't have an open conversation, heart-to-heart conversation with our counterpart. I love you. I want to be with you. I care for you. We should be together. Those types of conversations are being clouded because we have one side thinking they know what's going on with the other side, and maybe vice versa. Maybe the masculine saying, well, you know, I haven't, I'm not hearing much from the feminine. I feel like you guys are mirroring each other. And at the same time, staying apart because of this. And there's a fear of rejection here. And there's also this need for self-love, because many of these wounds come from childhood. And that's what's causing, we may even have two runners here, is what I'm getting. You know, this mirroring each other, staying away from each other, not communicating, not being clear, not saying what you truly want, not sending that message when you want to send it, not telling them that you love them when you do. And there's a risk here, you guys, of a painful ending and a missed opportunity. And we have the Tower moment, divine intervention. But the divine is trying to thwart this missed opportunity, this painful ending, because I feel like this is just a perception that there is really, truly love here. But we may be more in that Gemini side of things, where we're small-minded, thinking of details. I haven't heard from this person. I haven't talked to this person. I think they're doing this. I think they're doing that. That overthinking, that overanalysis paralysis, and there's no coming together, but there's possibility. There's love here. We have two aces on the board. There's a new beginning with the Fool, but the Fool is in reverse, so somebody here is hesitating, because it's not clear, because the lines of communication aren't open. We're still reacting here, you guys, to these cultural perceptions that being, you know, open and honest and true about how we feel, or about crying or shedding tears or sending a love note, that means we are weak. And this is a paradigm that needs to be released. And if this isn't really how you operate, it may be the energy that you're picking up on from your collective, okay, male or female. And understanding where your counterpart truly comes from. And you can't quite really understand until you have an in-depth heart-to-heart conversation and connection with this person. But if we're just, I think he or she thinks that way about me, or I feel this person experiences this connection, you know, that is riddled with illusions, you guys. So there's a need here to get to the truth. And I feel like that's what this Tower moment is all about. Okay. So we've got self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. Yep, absolutely. So again, somebody's self-worth here, again with the Three of Swords, this heartache. Some of us have been programmed to believe that we don't deserve an equal partnership, or that our partners, and maybe it's based on gender stereotypes, or maybe it's based on our past hurts and relationships and disappointments, will always end up sad or heartbroken. And we're sabotaging the connection from the beginning. And I don't mean to be like this, you know, here we get twin flames coming out. Absolutely. I don't mean to be like, I don't want this reading necessarily to be negative, but it's kind of like this energy of we need to clear this up. We need to get to the real truth, to the heart of the matter here, you guys. Healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, and being happier. Exactly. Okay, that came through very strong in the introduction, the need to do this, especially at this time, because we're getting, you know, we're coming to the end of 2020. We've had all of these lessons, all of this karma, all of this energy being purged, crown chakra energy, solar plexus energy. Okay, coffee cup. Meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. I do feel like also, you know, the intensity of these connections, sometimes we tend to lose sight of the fact that it's so important that, you know, regardless of your romantic relationship, that you guys are friends, best friends first, okay? And so again, meeting, conversing, not guessing what one another is feeling. Because that can, you know, again, that can be a rabbit hole for us, you guys. And we get the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. That's what's happening here, you guys. I feel like we've had both the masculine and the feminine twin really needing to focus on building themselves up, healing, doing the shadow work. We're moving out of Scorpio season. We're moving into Sagittarius season. We're being begged, we're being asked to make healthier choices in life and in love and protect our energy. There's without a doubt, I mean, twin flames, just confirmation for you guys. But the importance of really having these heart-to-heart conversations, really truly knowing and not guessing, because that's what's creating confusion and hesitation. And in doing so, then we get this relationship evolves to the next phase. But at the bottom of the deck, we get separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. I feel like this is the current state of affairs for many of you, or many of us, okay? You know, and I wouldn't be able to speak in the tone that I speak to you guys if this isn't something that I have been through myself, okay? So I absolutely will not be here on a soapbox and talking to you about something that I can't relate to. Additional messages, please. Okay, I wish I could take back the things that I said. Okay. Your intensity frightens and allures me at the same time. So again, there may be a back and forth between you guys. There's definitely this very strong push and pull. Again, I feel like you guys are mirroring each other. I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer. Yeah. So again, I feel like this speaks to that divine intervention. Many of you guys, again, this is going to be through numerology. 11s and 3s, or 1s and 3s came through very, very strong here. All right. We get my heart is telling me to just do it. Yeah. And I think some of you guys are really sick of holding back. You're sick of holding back. You're sick of being, you know, being worried about how other people are going to see you, or if this is going to be seen as a weakness. I think, again, there's a tower moment. These old paradigms are shifting for you. And many of you are going to say, you know what, this conversation needs to take place. It needs to take place. And if you don't know who this person is, or you're not currently in contact with this person, or you guys have blocked each other, then we need to start doing this on the soul level. And you can do that through prayer. You can do that through meditation. You can also do that through dream space. Are connected not just in the 3D through, you know, text messages and social media and speaking to each other. You know, there is telepathic communication between twins. And this conversation needs to start taking place. And again, we need to start being discerning about what we believe about our counterpart. Because truthfully, many of us don't even know. But we're getting wrapped up and we're going down these sort of shadowy rabbit holes about what we think we know. And many of us, again, this divine intervention, this tower moment, we're being shown that we were wrong. Oh, how wrong we were. But I think it's actually going to be really beautiful. It's a beautiful realization, you guys. You know, it's that this person wasn't with somebody else. This person thinks I'm good enough. This person actually loves me, because we're projecting that lack of self-worth onto relationships. Now, if this doesn't resonate with you, it's not your story. Okay, so I'm not trying to say, you know, everybody listening doesn't have any self-worth and that you're believing all of these things, but I do believe that a lot of the shadow work that we're being asked to examine right now goes back to feeling of not being loved, and that original love language that we learned, and it's not anybody else's fault, but we're being shown a new direction. We're being shown how things truly are. If I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. Yeah. And again, for many of you, I feel like if I knew how much you really loved me, or that you truly loved me, or that you were truly, that we were really in this together, if I really understood the truth of unity consciousness and the twin flame journey, there never would have been any of this stuff. The running, the chasing, the ghosting, okay, the arguments, the feeling like I don't belong or that I'm not enough. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, I miss you regardless of how things seem. Absolutely. Whew, okay, so let's go ahead and pull some romance angels. You guys, I do apologize if you pick up on a lag. I do need to update my video editing software. It's annoying, but hopefully it won't get in the way here too bad of the messages. All right, we get let your friends help you. I also feel like this is actually more than in the 3D. I mean, obviously, if you have trusted friends and family members, soul tribe members, that they can help you. But I'm getting more than anything, this is your angels and your spirit guides. Okay, children. Okay. Express your love. Yeah, exactly. Some of you guys are sick of holding back. You're not going to hold back any longer. And if you have, you're being asked not to. Okay, you get attraction. Yes, there's a very strong push-pull between you guys. And I feel like this pull, especially during eclipse season, many of you are being pulled back together. Okay, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, and also by stepping into your power, your self-worth, understanding that you are loved. That is your sacred mission here, to love and to be loved. You are lovable. Many of you, okay, children, I'm getting this, for me, this is like a very sweet soulmate energy. I feel like when you guys actually have this conversation, when you have this, you know, wherever this conversation takes place, you're going to see that actually your counterpart is much more innocent than you were believing them to be. Okay, that many of us were projecting worst case scenario, fear of being hurt again, onto this situation. And I feel like this card is coming through to say, you know, things weren't that bad, okay, or things aren't as, you know, as sort of crazy as you were anticipating them to be. And many of that comes from, you know, projecting, you know, gender stereotypes, or especially the feminine collective, you know, these ideas that, you know, you're always going to be hurt, you're going to be cheated on, you're going to be left to do this alone, you're going to fall in love and have your heart broken. So I get that there's going to be a beautiful expression of love here for you guys, okay? Whether that's on your part, your counterpart's part, or, you know, both of you coming together. Look at this. A message for you. I told there, express your love. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Many of you guys stopped believing that there was love in this connection, or that this love was out there for you, okay? And that's being healed right now. Look at this. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. So again, I told you, you guys were mirroring each other. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So again, I get just so much mirroring here. And mirroring and both kind of running away, like coming together, boom, running away. But both really wanting to be together, okay? And then we get manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Yeah, you guys, this is happening, okay? Believe. What you believe is what you create. What you think is what you create. And if you're thinking, you know, if you're not in unity consciousness, if you're thinking that this person's cheating or this person's going to leave you heartbroken, well, guess what? There's something called a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, and I hate that I don't know where this energy of me giving you a talking to is coming from, because I do feel like there's a bit of this shadowy energy. And, you know, I didn't say anything, but when I was shuffling the cards in the beginning of this reading, at the bottom of this deck, we saw reflection. So we saw those two swans mirroring each other, and we also saw shadow. So many of you guys, the shadow energy that we hold within, that your twin has been dealing with as well, is coming up for its final purge. It's going to be, it can be tricky, it can be difficult, but oh my goodness, you guys, it's so necessary. It's so necessary so that you guys can come together. And if you are together with your twin, then it's taking things to a next level where there aren't as many, you know, there isn't this guessing game of what's actually going on. It's going to be based on a true inner knowing. All right, so we get, there are sexual parts of you that only exist when that special person is around. Something about them that knows how to unleash the passionate, erotic beast within you that makes you feel oh so very alive. You crave it. They want it. Yeah. And many of you guys feel this. Many of you know that there's, you know, the energy that you experience if you know your twin in the 3D, or if you're meeting them in, you know, in the remote soul planes, that, you know, you only, this is your person. You know it. There's this deep inner knowing. Okay, you crave it, but they want it. And you have to know that. That is the message here. That, you know, many of you believe they don't want it as bad as you do. Well, guess what? They do. All right. And then we get, expect to be surprised by someone you haven't seen in a while. So I do feel like, you know, with this coffee cup energy, again, you are attracting, you're raising your vibration. You guys are going to get communication. Okay. So whether this is you start dreaming about this person, or whether this is an actual phone call or a message. And this one also wanted to pop out. Bewitched by your mystery, your sex caught me by surprise. I wish to receive it all again, an erotic once upon a time. Yeah, so I mean, this is very sexual in nature, obviously, this card. But what I'm getting here is that there is reunion, and we see that with the 3 of Cups. I wish to receive it all again, an erotic once upon a time. And if you remember in the beginning of this reading, you guys, I did talk about fairy tales. And, you know, we do hear how difficult the twin flame journey is. It doesn't have to be. You can have your happily ever after, but you have to believe it. And this is what this Sun and Sagittarius energy is really helping us to do. Okay, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of my journey. I love you so much. Have a beautiful day. Take care.